PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is an MMO battle royale third and first person shooter game that takes place in a fictional, desolate Russian island of sorts, and it's taken the gaming community by storm. There are 4 million players worldwide on the PC alone and will be available to consoles in the near future. It also has many guns, a lot of which can be found in the Airsoft world, so I'll be trying my best to go through all that we currently have at RedWolf as well as a few rare items. But before we start, I should let you know that I've been playing this game all night, trying to get as much footage for you as I possibly can. So all what you see on screen is from yours truly. So, let's get started. I should mention that there are quite a few guns in game, some of which we have, some of which we don't have or have been discontinued, and some of which that just don't exist in the Airsoft world, like a crossbow, and some other ones, but we'll soon get to them. Let's start off with the pistols. The most common weapon you will find is the M92, which is considered to be the fastest firing pistol in the game. The M92 may not pack a punch, but you will come across it as frequently as you would a 711. What I have here is a full metal gun heaven M92 GBB pistol. Out of all the M92s out there, this one in particular, as unknown as it is, feels fantastic. Sure, the unfortunate thing is that the decocker does not work. But what more than makes up for it is the fact that the panels have great texture and offer plenty of grip. And sure, the slide and the metal may be rather cheap, but overall the finish is relatively good. The 1911 is a 7-round, hard-hitting pistol, capable of downing a low armored opponent in only a few shots. It has more power than the common M92 pistol, but fires at a slower rate with a little less than half the magazine capacity. We've seen this particular 1911 everywhere. KWC OEMs for many companies such as RWA, Elite Force, Cybergun, yada yada, and many others. There are no markings in the in-game version, and there are no markings here. This particular 1911 CO2, reliable, kicks pretty hard, robust, and clocks in at around 400 FPS. This 1895 revolver, the only revolver in-game, dishes out the most damage of any pistol, but has a tortoise-like rate of fire and reload time. It is rather pointless even picking this up early in game, but if someone is chasing you with a machete, you might have to bite the bullet. The only Airsoft variant I found is the CO2 1895 Gun Heaven revolver. Now it is full metal with plastic grips, and that's where the CO2 is stored. It's a double action revolver, and much like its real steel and gaming counterpart, it's got a tortoise-like rate of fire and reloading time. Sure, it may not be the most effective on field, but isn't this thing sexy? The most common SMG in-game, more like a submachine pistol, would be the Micro Uzi. Of all guns, it has the second highest rate of fire and will empty before you even know it, so make sure you're on target. It may not be the most reliable for outdoor use, but it puts up one hell of a fight in a CQB scenario. It's really unfortunate that the Micro Uzi doesn't exist, but the next best thing would be the KWC Mini Uzi. This one is in fact a submachine gun, and features a mainly plastic body with vital metallic parts to keep it functioning. It also comes with a 38-round CO2 magazine that empties in seconds and packs quite a punch. It's a shame that you don't see many of these anymore. The UMP9 is one of the most frequently used guns, as players are very much reliant on the abundance of 9mm ammo, which is shared with the M92 pistol. With the right attachments, it could potentially help you win the round. Out of all the guns found in-game, the Airsoft version of the UMP9 is the newest of a lot and has been around for less than a year. It's a 1-to-1 replica of the real steel version with all the correct markings. The Tommy gun can be found in an airdrop and is the fastest firing weapon in the entire game, capable of firing over 100 bullets in just a few seconds, the Usain Bolt of SMGs. Yes, each bullet will probably just bounce off the opponent, but they will soon regret being close to you as they will be drenched in bullets. The only version I can currently get my hands on that is still available is the Tokyo Marui M1A1 AEG. Now I haven't held one of these in over a decade, as a former presenter and a friend of mine used to own one. King Arms made one too, except with a drum magazine, and WE recently dropped a bomb saying that they've made a gas blowback version, which only means that KWA need to step up their game and beat WE to the punch. Of course, the Chris Vector is the most sought after submachine gun, capable of dispatching an amazing 13-round magazine in seconds. You must find an extended magazine, and if you fill all slots, you will own one of the most versatile and deadly mid-range guns in-game. The game's version of the Vector is the Gen 1, and now we only have one of those in the market, and its gas blowback version unfortunately not being sold anymore. However, Crytek are soon releasing the AEG version in Gen 2, and when I say really soon, I mean really soon. The most common rifle of the lot would be the M16A4, as it is the most reliable and versatile rifle. It can be effective at short, medium, and long ranges, so long as you mount the correct accessories, of which there are plenty of. GNP do make the game's version of the M16A4 in AEG form, but unfortunately we only have the RAS version here. But do not worry, just because it's currently out of stock doesn't mean GNP have stopped making the ribbed foregrip version. The only major difference between the two is the fact that this version comes with a railed handguard, of which you can apply many different accessories to. It also comes with a foregrip, which is a nice addition, so thank you GNP. The next step up in the pecking order would have to be the 416, as it is considered to be one of the most versatile weapons in the entire game. Much like the M16A4, it also excels at short, medium, and even long-range combat. The 416 is a little less common, but should take priority over the M16A4. The great thing is, they both use the same 5.56 rounds, so you can easily switch them out. VFC have got you covered in both the AEG and gas blowback format, and have collaborated with Umarex to make sure that these guns are fully licensed. They're also made out of metal, so they feel very realistic. I guess what it really comes down to in the end is whether you are an AEG or a gas blowback person. Speaking of which one's which? The AKM is the most feared rifle in-game, as it has the highest damage output of all assault rifles, but with a lower rate of fire. Its 7.62 rounds are not an often occurrence, but if you find them early, you are considered rather lucky. The AKM has been around for a while, and GHK have done an amazing job with the gas blowback version, truly innovative back in the day and gained lots of traction. If you're looking for an AEG, LCT is a great brand to look into, as the quality of metal and wood is very good. The Scar L would be considered as the bigger brother to the AKM, but with rather polarizing characteristics. The AKM has more power and a lower rate of fire, but the Scar L deals less damage but makes up for it with a higher rate of fire with plenty of room to mount accessories. 5.56 rounds are also more common, so there's that too. Are you looking for an AEG that is fully licensed, a great build quality, and a railed section where you can apply a plethora of accessories to? Well, look no further, as we have the Cybergun FN Herschel Scar L right in front of us. Unfortunately, the tan version of which you find in-game is discontinued, so rest in peace. The only DMR in-game is the SKS, as it is the go-to gun for mid-range combat. Sure, it will not shoot as far as the typical sniper rifle or have the capacity of an assault rifle, but it sits perfectly right in the middle of the park. You do have to have a certain playstyle to run the SKS though. There is currently no airsoft variant available, but if you're looking something that looks very similar, I would suggest looking into the KG Works 1022. Sure, they fire completely different caliber rounds, but with a few mods here and there, anything is possible. The S1897 is the most common shotgun in-game, and is capable of knocking out enemies with just one direct shot. If you do not hit them perfectly the first time, do not worry, there are 4 more rounds to go through. It's modeled after the Winchester Model 1897 by John Moses Browning, but unfortunately, no airsoft version is available. I'm sorry, folks. This S686 double-barrel shotgun may have a longer range than the 1897, but you will have to deal with the incredibly low ammo count of 2 rounds. If you feel like risking it with this beast, go right ahead. I would rather go with a crowbar, as I personally try and avoid it like the plague. Again, I'm sorry folks, I love talking about these guns in game, but there's no noteworthy airsoft variant out there of a double barrel shotgun. I mean, there is the CAW double barrel shotgun, but that one's kind of meh. The S12K, or the Saiga 12, is the only semi-automatic shotgun capable of firing twice as fast as the other shotguns, and is devastating at close range. Perfect for cover fire whilst indoors, and can mount accessories to it, but that is the extent of it. I'm just gonna sound like a broken record, but wouldn't it be cool if there was an airsoft version of a Saiga 12? I mean, how awesome would that be? Hint, hint, nudge, wink. Anyone? The M249 is the only LMG in-game and is also an airdrop item, making it very rare to find. It is capable of destroying a squad-filled vehicle in a blink of an eye and can cut through any loose debris. It may not be the most effective, but it sure is a whole lot of fun. A company will have to be close to crazy if they wanted to design a GBB version of the M249, but alas, we only have the AEGs, and GNP are the ones to make them. The M249 Marine is the stock version of which you find in-game. Though if you change the stock in-game, you customize it to the skeletal one, that's where you find the Ranger version right here. And there's also an M4 stock version called the SF, so well done GNP, well done. The Kar98K is the mid-range sniper rifle. It may not be the most powerful, the most effective in range, the highest rate of fire, but it is suited for medium-range sniping from buildings or behind cover. Both the Marusian and the Tanaka version of the Kar98K are amazing. The Tanaka version may have the boring loading BBs into the magazine version, but the quality of wood and metal are pristine. The Marusian, however, actually includes 5 shells and a stripper clip, which is far more realistic. But what would you do? Go for something more practical or realism? The AWM is an airdrop-only sniper rifle with the maximum range that would put the Macmillan TAC-50 to the test, and is the most powerful and customizable of all in-game sniper rifles. Attempting to find its .300 Magnum round is like trying to find a specific needle within a stack of needles, but once you have, everyone beware. There are many versions of the L96 out there, but by far the best one that I know of is the Tokyo Marui L96 AWS. Sure, it may start off with a weaker spring, but there are so many aftermarket parts out there, almost as much as the VSR10, so you could build this up to one heck of a beast. The M24 is another airdrop-only sniper rifle and is more versatile than the Kar98K. It may not shoot as far or be as powerful as the AWM, but it uses the more common 7.62 type rounds, making it the most reliable sniper rifle in the game. Tanaka is the only company ever to make the M24 SWS, so if you're one of their lucky owners, then plaudits to you. I remember it being very high quality, and if you used green gas, it would push up to about 420 FPS, which blazes past any other current gas-run sniper rifle these days. And last but not least, one of the rarest drops in-game would have to be the VSS Ventores. This semi-auto sniper rifle comes with a scope and a suppressor already attached. It uses the oh-so-common 9mm rounds and can deal a fair amount of damage with a rather effective mid to long range, making this one a very silent and violent gun. You have struck gold if you find this early on. A while back, King Arms decided to make the AEG version of the VSS Ventores. Then G&G designed it in a way that confused the user a little bit, but it had a really good MOSFET system. Finally, NPO AEG stepped up and released an amazing quality wood and full steel AEG. The game was set in Russia, and this gun is made in Russia. What can go wrong? Now before we finish, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds released an update saying that they were showcasing 2 new guns, the 18C and the OTS-14. Oh my god! What the hell? All I can say is that I am glad that the HTS-14 by Hephaestus has been discontinued, because I believe it to be a horrific looking gun, as amazing as the build was. And also, there is no such thing as an airsoft Glock. Though, hypothetically, if there was one, you'd be the first one to know. I hope you guys enjoyed this review as much as I enjoyed making it. For these cool products and many more, go to our online store at www.redwolfairsoft.com. If you'd like to join me on PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, add me on Discord at tdselby number 5271. I'll see you guys on the next episode of RedWolf TV. Porn stash